She was only 20 when betrayal killed her, but death couldn't hold her. Selina returned, more beautiful than ever, yet deadly to every married man who desired her. The whole city feared her name, until she faced the one man her curse could not touch.
Selina was only 20 years old when her whole life changed. She was the kind of girl people stopped to look at on the street. Her skin glowed like fresh honey, and her smile carried both joy and sadness. She loved deeply, trusted easily, and gave her heart fully to a young man named Adrian. Adrian had promised her love. He told her about dreams, about building a family, and about never leaving her side. Selina believed every word because love made her blind. One night, when the moon was bright and the stars looked like broken glass, Selina told Adrian she was pregnant. She was nervous but also excited because she thought Adrian would be happy. But Adrian's face turned cold. His voice became sharp. He told her he had a wife and that he could never shame his family. He demanded she end the pregnancy. Selina cried, begged him to let her keep the baby, but Adrian's heart was like stone. In fear, sadness and shame she obeyed him. The day Selina went for the abortion was the day her life ended. Her spirit left her body, but her pain was too heavy to rest in peace. She walked into the land of shadows, broken, angry and betrayed. She vowed she would return. She vowed that men would taste her pain. Selina came back not as the girl she once was, but as something different. She rose from the grave like mist after rain. Her beauty was still there, but now it carried danger. Her eyes glowed like fireflies and her smile hid something dark. She whispered into the night, "All married men are the same. They lie. They betray. They destroy." And with that she began her revenge. Every man who saw Selina could not resist her. Her presence was like sweet wine, her touch like soft silk. But when she laid with them, a curse followed. Their manhood would swell, their bodies filled with pain, and they would never touch their wives again. Word began to spread in secret. Men feared the mysterious woman who moved like the wind, but they could not stop desiring her. She became a shadow in the city, a name whispered in fear. Wives wept, husbands hid, yet none could escape if Selina chose them. Still deep inside her, Selina was not satisfied. Her revenge gave her power, but it did not heal her broken soul. Something inside her longed for more than anger. Something longed for peace. The first man Selina chose was a trader named Bernard. He was tall, wealthy, and proud of his success. Bernard had a wife at home, but that never stopped him from chasing other women. When he saw Selina on the roadside, dressed in a flowing red gown, he stopped his car without thinking. "Hello, beauty," Bernard said, smiling wide. "Do you need a ride?" Selina tilted her head and smiled softly. Her voice was smooth, almost like music. "Yes, kind sir. I do." When Bernard looked into her eyes, something strange happened. He forgot about his wife, his children, and even himself. All he could see was Selina. That night he brought her to a hotel. He thought he was the hunter, but in truth he was the prey. The moment Bernard touched Selina, his body shivered. First it was pleasure. But soon it turned to pain. His manhood swelled, burning like fire. He screamed, but no doctor could heal him. From that night, Bernard could never be with his wife again. He lived with shame and silence, hiding his pain from the world. Selina stood in the shadows of his room and whispered, "Now you know how betrayal feels." Then she vanished like smoke. That was the beginning. Within weeks, Selina's name spread through town like wildfire. Nobody spoke it loudly, but in the markets and the bars, men whispered about a mysterious woman who brought ruin. "She looks like an angel, but she is death itself," one man said in fear. "Those who lay with her never return the same," another added. Wives began to notice changes in their husbands. Some men avoided intimacy, others cried in secret. Women grew suspicious, arguments filled homes and families broke apart. Yet no one knew who Selina truly was, or why she cursed only married men. At night, Selina walked the streets with quiet steps. She listened to the whispers, but she felt no pity. Each man she cursed was a stone removed from the wall of her anger. Yet her soul still ached. Revenge was not enough to mend what was broken inside her. Still, Selina told herself they must pay. All of them must pay. One evening, Selina found herself standing near a small church. The bells had just stopped ringing, and the sound of voices filled the air as people left after service. Among them was Pastor Gideon, a man well respected in the community. People saw him as holy, gentle, and faithful to his wife. But Selina saw deeper. Her eyes were like fire that revealed hidden things. She saw how Pastor Gideon secretly desired women from his church. She saw how he whispered sweet words to them when no one was watching. That night she appeared to him as he prayed alone in his office. He opened his eyes and froze. Selina stood before him, her beauty glowing in the candlelight. "Who are you?" he asked with fear. Selina smiled. "I am what you desire." The pastor fell under her spell. He forgot his prayers, his wife, and even his God. He followed Selina into the shadows. But when he touched her, the curse struck. His manhood burned with pain. He screamed, begging for mercy. Selina's voice echoed, "This is what betrayal feels like." Pastor Gideon never preached the same again. His shame followed him until the end of his days. As Selina's curse spread, the wives of the town began to gather in sorrow. Many of their husbands grew weak, avoiding their beds, hiding in shame. Some men confessed that they had met a strange woman. Others kept silent, but the truth showed in their pain. The women cried together, asking the heavens why such a thing was happening. Some said it was witchcraft, others said it was punishment for men's sins. But none could find Selina. Meanwhile, Selina listened to their cries from the shadows. For the first time her heart trembled. These women had done nothing to her, yet they suffered because of her curse. Their tears fell like drops of rain, softening the stone inside her chest. Still, Selina whispered to herself, "They will never feel the pain I felt. They will only taste a piece of it." And she continued her dark journey. One night, Selina walked along the road where soldiers often passed. She saw Captain Roland, a strong man known for his pride and discipline. He wore his uniform with honor, but his eyes carried secrets. Though married, Roland had many lovers wherever he was posted. When he saw Selina, he stopped at once. "Beautiful lady, what are you doing out here at night?" he asked. Selina tilted her head and smiled softly. "Waiting for someone like you." The captain laughed, proud of himself. He thought Selina was another woman who had fallen for his charm. He took her to his home thinking he was in control. But the moment he kissed her, he felt his strength leaving him. His manhood swelled painfully and his pride collapsed. He fell to his knees, gasping. What is happening to me?" Selina whispered, "This is justice. This is what men like you deserve." Roland begged, but Selina's heart was cold. She disappeared, leaving him broken. His soldiers never knew why their captain became weak and bitter overnight. Selina's curse had now spread so far that men avoided strangers on the road. Even those who had never met her feared her name. Markets grew quieter, homes were filled with suspicion, and marriages shook under the weight of her vengeance. But one night Selina met a man unlike the others. His name was Alaric. He was married, yet when he saw Selina, he did not chase her with greedy eyes. Instead, he looked at her with kindness, as if he could see the pain behind her beauty. "Good evening," he said gently. "You look lost. Do you need help?" Selina was surprised. No man had ever spoken to her like that. She studied him, waiting for him to reveal his hidden desires. But his eyes stayed calm, free of lust. Something stirred inside Selina. A voice she had long buried whispered, "Not all men are the same." She shook her head, refusing to believe it. Yet for the first time since her return, Selina's steps felt uncertain. After that night, Selina could not stop thinking about Alaric. His calm eyes and gentle voice lingered in her memory. She told herself it was just another trick, another mask men wore before revealing their true selves. Still, something inside her wanted to test him. The next evening, Selina appeared at the place where Alaric often walked home from work. She dressed in a silver gown that glowed under the moonlight. Any man who saw her would have fallen instantly, but Alaric only smiled politely. "You again," he said softly. "Are you safe out here at night?" Selina stepped closer, letting her scent drift into the air. "Do you not desire me?" she asked, her voice smooth as honey. Alaric looked into her eyes without fear. "I am a married man. My vows mean something to me. I cannot break them." Selina's heart burned with anger and confusion. She touched his hand, expecting him to fall under her curse. But nothing happened. His body did not tremble, his manhood did not swell. He only held her hand gently, as if she was a wounded bird. For the first time since her return, Selena felt powerless. Selena ran into the shadows, her thoughts racing. Why didn't the curse work? Every man she touched before had fallen instantly, but Alaric stood strong. She tried to convince herself that he was different only by chance. Yet deep down she knew something was shifting inside her. In the days that followed, Selena continued her dark work, laying curses on other men. But each time her power felt weaker. The fire inside her was slowly fading, replaced by doubt. She remembered Alaric's gentle smile, his refusal to betray his wife, his calm strength. One night she whispered to the wind, "Could it be that not all men are the same?" Her voice trembled with pain because if it was true, then her vow of revenge was built on a lie. Selena found herself torn between anger and hope. She wanted to destroy Alaric to prove that he was no different. Yet another part of her longed to stand near him again, not as a spirit of vengeance but as the woman she once was. Selena followed Alaric for many nights, watching from the shadows. She wanted to understand why her curse could not touch him. That was when she first saw his wife, Clarissa. Clarissa was not the most beautiful woman in town, yet her smile was full of peace. She welcomed Alaric home each evening with a warm embrace, her eyes shining with trust. Selena's heart twisted. This was the life she once dreamed of. A faithful husband, a safe home, a love built on truth. Watching them together made her spirit burn with jealousy, but also with longing. One evening, Selena appeared in Clarissa's dream. She stood in the woman's bedroom dressed in shadows. Clarissa looked at her without fear. "Who are you?" she asked softly. Selena's voice shook. "I am the end of men like your husband." But Clarissa only smiled sadly. "Then you do not know my husband at all." Selena left the dream with more questions than answers. Selena tried to stay away, but Alaric drew her like the moon pulls the tide. She appeared before him again, this time near the river where he liked to sit after work. "Why do you follow me?" Alaric asked gently. Selena's eyes burned. "Because you are not like the others. I do not understand you." Alaric studied her for a long moment. "I don't know who you are, but I see pain in your eyes. Pain deeper than any curse. Tell me, what happened to you?" For the first time, Selena felt her story rising in her throat. She wanted to tell him about Adrian, about the betrayal, about the abortion that ended her life. But she stopped herself. If she spoke the truth, she feared she would break apart. Instead she whispered, "Do not pretend to care for me. You are still a man. You are still married. And I destroy married men." Alaric did not move. He only said, "Then destroy me. If that is who you are, I will not run." Selena turned away, trembling. For the first time since her return she was afraid. Selena could not escape the pull of Alaric's words. She returned to the riverbank the following night, her heart heavy. He was already there waiting. His calmness unsettled her. No man had ever looked at her without desire or fear, yet Alaric did both. He looked at her with simple humanity. "Why are you here again?" she asked, her voice sharp. "Because I know you are more than what you pretend to be," he replied. "I see sadness in your eyes, not evil." Selena laughed bitterly. "Sadness? You know nothing. I was betrayed, ruined, and left to die. A man destroyed me, and when I cried out for mercy, he gave me none. Why should I give any man peace?" Her voice cracked, and before she knew it, tears spilled down her cheeks. It had been years since she wept. The weight of her confession struck her harder than she expected. Alaric stepped closer, but not too close. "What happened to you was cruel," he said gently. "But not every man is the same. Don't let one man's lies turn you into something you are not." Selena wanted to vanish into the shadows, but she could not move. His words touched a wound she thought could never heal. That night, Selena returned to her hiding place among the ruins where she often rested. She sat alone, her mind in turmoil. For years she had lived on anger, using it as her strength. But now cracks were appearing in her armor. When she closed her eyes, she saw Adrian's face, the man who had betrayed her, who had forced her into death. She remembered his cold words, "I have a wife. I cannot shame my family." Rage boiled within her, but alongside it another feeling rose, exhaustion. She was tired of carrying hate. The next day, Selena tried to curse another man, a wealthy merchant who had many mistresses. She lured him easily, but when she touched him, her power flickered. His body trembled, but the curse did not fully hold. The merchant ran away in terror, leaving Selina gasping for breath. Her powers were weakening. For the first time since she rose from the grave, Selina felt fear, not of men but of herself. If she lost her curse, what would remain of her? Could she ever return to being human? And more dangerously, a question whispered in her heart. Did she even want to? One night, as Selina wandered through the city streets, she saw a face she thought she would never see again. The man who ruined her life. He looked older now, but his charm was still the same. His wife walked beside him, holding his hand proudly. Selina's body shook with fury. The wound inside her opened fresh. She followed them silently, her eyes glowing with vengeance. She whispered, "Tonight Adrian will pay for everything." Later that evening she appeared to him in his dreams. Adrian froze when he saw her. "Selina," he whispered, his face pale. "Yes," she answered coldly. "Did you think I would rest in peace after what you did to me?" Adrian fell to his knees in the dream. "Please forgive me. I was a fool. I was afraid. Don't destroy me." Selina raised her hand to strike him with the curse. But suddenly she remembered Alaric's words. "Don't let one man's lies turn you into something you are not." Her hand trembled. For the first time Selina hesitated. Selina stood over Adrian, her anger burning, but another voice inside her grew louder. "If you destroy him, will it heal you? Will it bring your child back? Will it give you peace?" Adrian wept at her feet. His wife's face flashed in Selina's mind, the innocent woman who knew nothing of his betrayal. If she cursed him, it would destroy not only him but her too. Selina lowered her hand. "You will live, Adrian," she whispered. "But your guilt will haunt you forever." Adrian woke from the dream screaming, covered in sweat. His wife rushed to his side, confused and worried. But Selina was already gone. That night, Selina sat alone under the moon. For the first time she felt something other than hate. She felt tired, broken, but strangely lighter. By sparing Adrian she had tasted mercy. And deep inside she wondered if that mercy could also be given to herself. After sparing Adrian, Selina felt her power weakening faster. She tried again to curse men, but each attempt grew weaker. Some men felt a sting, others only a chill, but none were fully struck down as before. She began to fade, her glow dimming. When she looked into the water one night, her reflection was no longer fierce and shining. She looked pale, almost like the young girl she had once been. Selina realized something painful. Her strength had never been true power. It was her anger, her bitterness, her pain that kept her alive. But now, with mercy creeping into her heart, that power was slipping away. For the first time since she rose from the grave, Selina felt afraid of disappearing. "If I lose this curse," she whispered, "what will I become?" Selina returned to the riverbank where she knew Alaric often came. He was there again, sitting quietly, his face calm as always. When he saw her, he smiled gently. "You look tired," he said. Selina sat beside him, her voice shaking. "I am fading. The curse that gave me life is leaving me." Alaric looked at her with pity, not fear. "Then maybe it is time. You were never meant to live on anger. You were meant to love, to be whole again." Selina turned to him, tears in her eyes. "But I don't know how to be human anymore." Alaric reached out and held her hand. His touch was warm, steady, and full of care. For the first time Selina felt no urge to curse, no urge to destroy. She only felt safe. That night Selina walked through the streets one last time. She saw the homes of men she had cursed, the tears of wives who had suffered, the pain her vengeance had spread. Her heart broke and she wept openly. She raised her face to the sky and cried, "Forgive me. I was broken, I was betrayed, but I made others suffer for my pain. Take this curse from me. Let me live or let me rest, but do not let me remain this shadow." The wind shifted, and for the first time Selina felt warmth around her, not cold. She felt chains breaking from her soul. Her child's laughter echoed softly in her ears, like a whisper from the heavens. She fell to her knees, her tears soaking the earth. At dawn, Selina walked to the river where Alaric waited. Her glow was gone, her beauty no longer dangerous. It was soft, real, human again. "Selina," Alaric whispered when he saw her. "You look alive." She smiled faintly. "I am. The anger is gone. The curse is broken. I want to live again, not as a spirit of vengeance, but as the woman I once was. Alaric nodded. Then live. The past cannot be changed, but the future can still hold peace. For the first time Selina felt hope. She touched the water and her reflection smiled back at her. Not the ghostly figure of revenge but a young woman reborn. She turned to Alaric and whispered, "Thank you. You showed me not all men are the same. You gave me back my heart." And as the sun rose, Selina stepped forward into a new beginning. Not as a curse but as a human once more.